Welcome everyone to beautiful Denver, Colorado, DCC, for the semifinals of Mixed 4 Nationals. Tonight we have Team Sobering versus Team Leichter and Team Falco versus Team McMullen. Winners go on to the finals tomorrow to see who represents Team USA in Mixed Worlds next year. So should have a lot of good action out there tonight. We're a little split on where the two sheets are. There's stuff on sheet A and stuff on sheet D. The broadcasting crew is very upset about this. They really didn't think it through. So because of that, it's going to be a little bit of a working on it, trying to get the cameras in the right spot. We'll do our best to try and show both games as much as possible. Just bear with us, and we'll get going here in a little bit.
What's it called when they're bowling? There's the two outside pins.
Oh, like a 7-10 split. Yeah. This is like the 7-10 split of curling setups. That's what we're looking at here. So our goal will be to follow Team Sobering and Leichter to start the game off. And as things move on, and depending on how the timing of both games work out, we'll try and catch the last rocks of each end as much as physically possible. So
yeah, and I'll try and keep an eye on sheet D for anybody who's got a rooting interest in the McMullen Falco game, and update as best we can. I can sort of see the overhead camera on sheet D, so we'll do everything we can to show the best of both games and ensure that everybody's getting as much action as they can. So
judging by the number of pink sweaters inside the warm room right now, I think everyone that's rooting for McMullen is here and present. So I don't know if anyone's actually...
They do have a pretty large rooting interest, which is awesome. It's good to see. People are filling in the warm room tonight, and I think we're gonna have a pretty good crowd again. So should be awesome, and see who makes the finals tomorrow morning. So starting in on our feature sheet, Team Leichter from the at-large region, curling predominantly out of the Broomstones Club, has Hammer to start. And
I think they just get it because they're the higher seed. Is that right? Or did they actually have to do LSDs?
No, I think they got it because they're higher seed, I believe.
Yeah.
I did read the EPD earlier this morning, and I'm pretty sure that the only way they'd have to do an LSD is if
they're both the same.
If they
record.
both have the same record, which is not the case in this instance. So.
Yep, Team Sobering had actually a pretty rough start to the event, dropping their first two games. One of them in a pretty rough loss, but they bounced back really well and fought themselves into the finals with three straight wins to get in.
Yeah, they finished the round robin at 3-2, and
had the tiebreaker.
Well, they were the only team at 3-2.
Oh, they were only
actually.
3-2.
There's three teams that finished at 2-3. And a team that finished at 1-4. So, Daryl got that last playoff spot and is playing this game in the crossover. So, looks like we're going to start a little bit aggressively. Team Leichter puts up the corner. Daryl's first rock from Cynthia came a little bit deep. So, we're going to see a tight guard here.
Yeah, this is one of those half you're trying to choke off the middle, but you're also trying to choke off a path around the corner. Can be effective. You start seeing that a lot more now in WTC events. So
lead rocks for Team Leichter are being thrown by Nicole Aaron. She's from the Broomstones Club and has been throwing lead rocks for Team Leichter.
Yeah, Team Leichter went 4-1, I believe, in their pool play.
Correct.
They kind of controlled everything until the last game this morning that they had a 2-end handshakes to Jed Brundage.
They had a little bit of a setback this morning, but I mean, really that game didn't mean anything for them. They'd already locked up the first spot, so I think they probably had a rough first end. We didn't see much of it because they were over on sheet D, but
exactly, yeah. But I believe it was 7 or 8-0. I
think it was 7-0 after 2, and they decided to save their energy and stay fresh for tonight, which, I mean, at that point, I think that makes sense. So.
Yep. Maybe they went out to Casa Bonita last night. Got too into the cliff diving. To just lost that energy and didn't have it this morning. So.
But all bets are that they're ready to go tonight, and they're looking forward for an opportunity to get a berth in the final tomorrow. So.
Yep. So Josh Combs tries to come around and freeze. He's a little short on the draw, so like they're still sitting one.
You'll probably see him follow them down. There's enough space so you can probably chip that out. Second rocks for Team Lecter being thrown by Ryan Hallisey, also representing the Broomstones Curling Club. And I believe his sister plays on the team and is throwing third rocks, and that would be Laura Hallisey.
Just a low weight dig here.
Looks like it's going to overcurl a little bit, but if he can roll into the house, it's still a really effective shot. Not going to get quite in, but
close. Very close.
But at this point, still fairly low risk. The 4 foot's open.
Ask Josh to make the run back here. Looks like just control weight.
Yeah, short run back. Josh's out turn.
It's a hair in, but it does the job.
Yep. Gets rid of that yellow rock, and you probably see Team Lecter play the hit now. See if he can get a little bit low on the inside and start to use his corner guard.
It's like sheet D. We've got a couple rocks up front already, a bunch of stagger guards, and
2 rocks on the 4 foot.
2 rocks on the 4 foot. So they're getting started right off the bat over there.
Fortunately, another overcurl on Ryan's second rock, but with that low weight, he was able to get the roll behind that corner guard, and it actually works out pretty good. Daryl's not going to be able to see all of that on Renee's shot, so she'll be able to see probably most of it, but I think there is a piece covered.
I'd say good. I would call it a thick 3/4. The way that they come off that center line, you could almost get the nose on this for sure. Really, anything's fine. Even if you didn't keep it around, it's not the end of the world. The only thing you really don't want to do here is flash or wreck. So, good shot.
Able to get nose. Nice shot there by Renee. Nice control weight.
For anyone that was listening to us this morning, I would just like to throw out the confirmation that Tiger did not go low.
Tiger did not go low. No. I'm very disappointed. But he's going to rest up and give it all tomorrow.
Yep.
And maybe he can finish top 40.
If he doesn't just pull out entirely.
Yeah.
Yep. Just trading hits here. Good to get a little roll to the middle here. It's a good result. You may have left a chance at the triple. Might be a little.
I think it's a little steep.
A little steep, yeah.
He can make the double here.
Yeah, keep the blank in play.
Yep, for
Try
sure.
not to get forced.
This looks to be a little wide.
Yep.
Just going to get the rub off.
Does remove one.
Yep.
Lines up the other two.
Might see Daryl throw up a guard here.
I wouldn't mind the guard. Yep. Even tight wouldn't be too bad. Try and put some pressure on early. We need a cough button.
Yeah, sorry.
We should put in a request to the AV group. Cough buttons are required. Could also call them swear buttons, maybe. Want me to see some call that we just can't understand why it's happening. We just need to vent out a little bit.
I don't think we're on a 7-second delay.
No. And if we are on a delay, no one's intervening either to clean it up. Good moment here to put a lot of pressure on from Daryl.
So Daryl throwing the guard.
Yeah, pretty good guard there.
Yeah, pretty decent shot. Little tight, but I think you're going to see Alex ignore the peel and see if he can. I mean, he's got a nice.
It's like slow staggered.
Yeah, right. a nice line on the outturn side, where he can touch the. If he can get buried on the 4-foot side, it's going to be hard for Daryl to get that out. So, I think a decent opportunity here to get a skips deuce.
On sheet D, they're playing doubles, and the 4-foot is absolutely slammed with rocks.
Yeah, there's. I think Team Falco is sitting 2, could be 3, but our 4-foot is also red, so I can't see the red.
It's a little difficult to tell, but it does look like there's a lot of yellow in there.
Yeah.
So big draw here early for Skip Alex.
Looks like they're going for weight. Line looks perfect.
Line does look perfect. You want to get this as far over as you can so that he can't do the short run back on the yellow.
Really decent shot. A little deeper than he would like to see. Daryl will be able to follow him down, but definitely puts pressure on Daryl to make the draw. So takes away the big end.
Yep. You won't be drawing against 3 anymore.
Right.
So
perfect line, just a little bit heavier than he would have liked, but I'm sure he'll get draw weight dialed down and be able to use that to his advantage moving forward.
I'd say the ice has really held up. I mean, that was probably cleared that top rock by a good 6 inches, maybe even more so.
Yeah.
And
he almost,
he's almost peeked
exposed
out
on
the other
outside.
side.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, I know they scratched before the event. You can see that scratch kind of wear off, and but it really hasn't been the case so far. Things are kind of holding up really well. So. Pretty good here from Daryl. He's had his draw weight down all day.
Yeah, really nice shot there from Daryl. Put some pressure on.
I think you're just going to see Alex do the exact same shot, and he's got a little backing now. He's already thrown it. So.
Yep, good force by Daryl. Really nice shot. Took advantage of Alex coming a little deep on his first. So.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing you really want to watch out for here is sometimes, 2-3 rocks in a row down the same line. You might see it pick up quickly,
right.
But they've also done practice still, even without the LSDs. So I would expect it to not change too much between his first and this shot here.
Yeah. So Alex Lichter's last coming in. They need just a piece of the button. They have backing. Sweeper's really going on this.
Line looks really good as long as they can get the carry.
No, just a shade light. So
Yep.
a little bit of an overcorrection from his first. Just took a little too much off, but so we'll see the steal of one by Team Sobering out of the Denver Curling Club, and they take a 1-0 lead going into the second. Simon's gonna see if he can shoot over and take a look at sheet D. There is 6 rocks in the 4-foot. And I think Team Falco is sitting 2, but it's really hard to tell from the overhead.
Yeah, it's very tight. I think most importantly, looking at it from the overhead, is I do not see a shot in for
Team McMullen.
Team McMullen right now.
No, I mean Dave will have hammer, so
Right.
I think you might see. I think they're honestly. I think they're playing the guard.
Yeah, guard the right side, I would think.
Definitely a little bit of an uncomfortable spot here for the junior team out of North Dakota.
It's kind of been a bit of a trend with the Falco rink this weekend. They've gone in and heavy early, trying to put pressure on their opponents. It's worked out for them in times. It's also kind of backfired at
Yeah.
times. So
I think that's what we're seeing is the guard. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think based on what Dave's gesturing at, it looks like
they are 1-2.
yeah, they're 1-2, so they're trying to see if they can get a shot for 3. Because of that really nicely placed guard by Carson on the intern side, it looks as though Dave has to play the out turn, but he almost has to play the double tap. His angle is horrible, but we can see it from the monitors in the warm room.
Yeah, the yellow rock that he's playing on is the one that's just in the top 8, and it is almost completely buried.
Do we have a telestrator?
We do not.
We need a telestrator.
We could use one. I think they might actually have one, but I do not have any idea how to utilize that. I guarantee you any attempts at using it would only end up in just rocks and things everywhere. It's all best to just keep things as simplistic as physically possible here.
So Dave's last on the way. Sorry.
No, you're okay. These are always nice ones as a skip early. It's a difficult shot, but
you've got your deuce. So.
But you have the deuce, so the pressure's low, so you can make a big one early. But
this looks to be a little light.
Does, and it wrecks. So I don't. Even if I believe it got there, I don't think it had enough to move that away.
So an early deuce by Team Falco. Honestly, I'd probably consider that a win for both sides, given how that 4-foot looked.
Could have been a lot worse. I mean, you're looking at everything on the backside.
Yeah.
For as far as those red rocks go, one good hit and it could all have been gone, and you could have easily given up a 4 spot.
So we'll shift back over to sheet A.
It's like a much cleaner end this time around. Sorry.
No, you're good. Ooh, unfortunate jam there on Josh's rock.
Just got a little wide and crashed on the own guard, so it keeps the yellow in play. It kind of brings the deuce back into play.
Yeah, it allows Team Lichter to split the house.
He's selecting to go with the guard, though.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
Sorry.
is I would have thought the same. Try and just play for your JV deuce and rebound from that end. But at the same point, this isn't a bad call. This is the call to try and get more than 2.
Right. Exactly.
I
do think he wants to put some pressure on, and
a little bit of an overcurl here.
yeah, and as we've seen all week, with that inside out action, this should be really accessible for Josh.
Yeah. Chance at a little bit of redemption here. Sweeper's going the whole way on this one.
I think we're going to see an overcurl.
Yep.
So he'll just slip into the rings. Nice weight, just overcurled. So you'll see Alex play on that now. I don't think he's going to get overly aggressive now that rock's rolled in. It's kind of hard to tell if that back red one is in, but I like this call. You kind of achieve 2 things if you get the roll in.
Yeah. If you catch a little biter off of this, I really like it. Just needs to settle for him. Maybe it'll catch a little snag.
Oh,
nope.
man. Really, really nice try there by Ryan.
You can just see him just flat pick it out. A little hit and roll.
Nice shot there by Rene. Easily getting to that that rock of Team Leichter.
Yeah, that's setting up here for the fourth. It's very difficult to tell with the camera angle if that back one is on or not. I feel like it isn't.
I feel like it isn't either. So we're on our way for a blank, barring some unforeseen circumstances.
Nose hit here. They're trying for a little bit of a roll to keep the jam potential in play, but I think you'll see Sobering take a pretty wide line. Make sure that's not there. Rolling out isn't that much of a problem right now. And a good throw here from Rene.
Yep, on-off on the sweep is always a good sign.
Just looking over at sheet D right now. It's just one yellow rock on the forefoot. We have 2 red corner guards. And it's just been a game of setting up a yellow center guard and the red team just continuing to peel it off. McMullen just continuing to peel it off. So just keep exchanging hits. Oops, sorry about that. Punch the mic. Both sheets playing pretty clean right now. I know we could speak from some experience. Semifinal games, when it's a full elimination, is what I feel to be the scariest game.
I think it's definitely it's definitely the most nerve-wracking game because you want to get to the final so bad.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being undefeated or playing all your games, coming out of pool play, feeling good, and having to worry about the fact that it could all be over in just one quick game.
Right.
That's the difficulty of this type of format versus the page, where you kind of get that one game where you get a little lax and you're rewarded for winning that 1-2 position. But this is what World Curling does, and I mean I think it's great that we mimic it because you need to be ready for this type of situation. So,
and it also really emphasizes the importance of the last shot draw. And I know we've seen that at various national championships throughout the course of the season, the Worlds, and even some of the Grand Slam events where the last shot draw is super important.
It really is, and can't be overlooked at all. Certainly not anymore. And
it definitely can be the difference between you making it or you going home early. So.
Right, and I've never experienced it myself, but I can't imagine a worse way to end a weekend where you feel like you've competed and played well, but you lost
didn't make your draws.
On the tiebreaker versus, because you came up 3 feet short on an LSD.
Yeah.
So it's a shot that you expect most people to be able to make consistently at this level. You're rewarded for being able to do it up and down the team.
For sure.
So
we'll see Daryl's last rock here. Got to be careful with this because there is a situation where you could stuff it on the back.
Played it wide enough,
Yeah.
no nonsense. So, and stuck around, which was good.
Yeah, nice shot by Daryl. Good weight control.
Just to double check to make sure that rock is indeed out by everybody. Feel like it may have been a little late to give that one a look, but everyone seemed relatively confident. Never a bad idea to double check.
Nope. Maybe the rings moved.
Yeah. They have been known to do that.
So the last rock here from Alex Leichter. They're going hard on the straight. Looks like he's got it no problem.
Yep.
And
no Elliot Mansell special there.
No, didn't stuff it. So nice clean end there from both teams. And we'll take a blank and head to the third. Simon is going to pan over, and there's four rocks in front of the house. Carson just made a really nice come around draw to sit top 8. Like that. And it's forcing Dave to have to play the intern draw through the port to the forefoot to avoid giving up the skips due. So I really like that call from Team McMullen. They could have just played the open hit, but chances are Dave might have put some pressure on and played this draw anyway. So I like trying to beat him to the forefoot and see if he can get the deuce. Because even if Dave makes this draw pretty well, Carson's probably going to have the chance to dig it out and get a deuce. So
yeah,
really,
this is it's a tight port to get through as well. feel like that's the one thing to be said about junior curlers is they seem to rebound.
And they have no fear.
That just nothing means anything. It's just
Yeah, just completely unfazed.
Yep. Gave up a 6 ball, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll get him in the next.
So line looks pretty good on this.
Just a hair hot.
Nice shot there by Dave, but I do think that you can get down to this.
It's
I mean, Dave.
dead under the yellow center guard, but I would agree with you. I think something back line could do it, which would be close, but I don't know if he's doing that or is he looking at the big double here?
No, I think he's just doing the cold draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of the games from McMullen, and he tends to move to the hit. He likes
yeah,
the hit.
I've noticed that too. He likes to hit. He can make the hits.
Yep.
But he also has shown that he can make the draws. So that is the wrong house.
Oh boy.
So there it is. Here comes McMullen's last. Sweeper's really going on it. This looks to be a little light, but see if they can drag it to the 4 foot. It's going to come up just short.
Just short.
Oh, that was not his last. Oh, sorry. It's really hard to see the other end.
Sheet D is the hardest thing to see. We couldn't be further away.
So now you're probably going to see Dave throw up the guard.
Yep. Plug that hole up.
And it's going to be pretty tough for Carson to get in there.
Yeah. Higher the better here.
So Dave's last on his way. I think they're just guarding.
Yep, good high guard. Might have been, if you're that high, you may want to have been a little more off to the
right.
The right there, depending on your point of view from the. It'd be left on your screen, but I think it does get the job done.
The port might be there, but it's pretty tough. I don't know what he's got. I think he's looking at the. He can slash.
Looks like the yellow,
red, yellow.
It is for 3.
It is there. Just the angles aren't great.
Just need to have a lot of things work out for you.
I almost think that I would avoid that the middle yellow, and if he
just
plays
go straight for the red.
if he plays on the outturn side, if he plays like
across the nose of the other one,
as
the
much as he
one that
can
threw on his
see,
first. Yeah. I don't mind that. I also can't tell if the red in the top of the just biting the 12 foot there is peeking out enough that you could basically pick it, put it into your other red, and have it gear down.
Gear down, yeah. Looks like he's.
It's tough to say which one he wants to do here. If he's going off the yellow or if he's coming off his own red. And either way, he's looking at either a double or triple run back. So.
Yep. I mean, I don't really see any way that this can go bad. You're just dealing with a lot of angles, and the difficulty of this is immense.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones. If your team Falco, he makes this, they deserve every bit of it.
Yeah, you just tip your hat.
Yep.
Oh. So just a little narrow.
Yep.
Steal one for Team Falco. They take a 3-0 lead into the third, and we will shift back over to Shide with Team Leichter against Team Sobering. Sobering still holding a 1-0 lead in the third. So fairly typical start to this third end. We've got Rock top 4, a staggered center, 2 corners. We're going to see Alex call for the down weight hit and roll, try and use one of those corners that his team is throwing up. So they get the hit, but unfortunately didn't get much of a roll. So Daryl's going to have the ability to play the roll either way. He can roll behind his own, or he also roll behind the corner.
Yeah, I don't mind the corner just because there's a little bit more there, and looks like you should get this. It's going to overroll. Still not a bad result.
No.
You
might see Team Leichter ignore this
I think
now
he
and
might
come around
ignore
the
it.
corner.
I would agree. I think you go corner.
So now we see the out-turn draw, trying to utilize their corner. This line looks a little tight, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to wreck. Just haven't been
As sharp
super
as,
sharp
yeah,
as
sharp
they've
as
been
they
the rest of the weekend. Hopefully pieces of this morning aren't trickling into this game. But
No, now you're going to see Daryl trying to take advantage of that miss and play the come around around his center. And try and put a little bit more pressure on Alex and his team.
yeah, he's sit one here, top 4. Good spot.
So Daryl's first coming down. This looks a little hot. Sweepers don't really want to touch it. He's quite a ways out there as well. So you see Alex see if he can get this rock as far back as he possibly can. It settles back 4, but I think you're going to see Alex just try and follow him down.
Well, he's thinking about the double. But I don't know that the double gives you anything. I think your rock ends up being in the back of the house, and Sobering will come and just sit on it afterwards.
Right.
So I don't know if there's much benefit there. I feel like you can you're in a good spot to get a skips deuce
For sure.
right here. So I think you put one full top four. You can even over curl towards the center line side because anything played down the middle will jam on that back red. So
and this is a carbon copy of the 2 draws that he threw in the first set.
Yep.
So we should have a pretty good idea what this path is going to be.
Yep. Should know the line, should know the weight. For those curious about what's going on in the other game, it's a pretty clean sheet right now. Teams just trading hits.
Line looks really good on this if they can bite the forefoot.
Just came up a hair short on him.
Just coming up a little bit light again. So
I don't know if that one caught the sweepers. They really didn't jump on it until halfway through. That's where I really like what you see a lot of teams doing now with that heavy clean or just
to break
the
that
broom
path down,
just to break it down. And you get a little bit more. You don't really get caught by those surprises where it seems like it checks up on you or things along those lines. So always easy to say after the fact. I mean. I think we'll see Daryl. We'll see Daryl come around through the hole between those 2 yellows and sit on the forefoot on the other side. Or nope, changing his mind. He's gonna follow his same line down and sit on top of his own.
Yeah, I think this is the right shot. Because
I agree. It makes no matter what, it makes. Sorry, is it Alex? I keep wanting to call him Andy. It makes Alex have to. Even if he leaves us short, it's making Alex change his path.
Correct.
And he's going to have to throw a different line on his pass. So better to make the other skip guess as far as line and weight and all that goes. Make him come through that port on the other side, which is essentially what he will have to do.
Well, the key here for Daryl is I think you have to be third shot because anything other than that, and I almost guarantee you that Alex is going to play that double.
Agreed, yeah. Like the line. That's a really good shot there from Daryl.
Yeah, really nice shot from Daryl.
Bit of a decision time here for Alex. I mean, you could follow it down, but that's not a lot of room to get there. The other option, again, is, of course, to come around the other way. The double now, I don't know if that gives you shot. I feel like as though it's probably to give them one.
Right.
And
you could play the out turn tap on your own yellow that you just threw.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's been good on Team Sobering to kind of frustrate the
Leichter rink.
The Leichter rink, yeah, I was going to say the Broomstone crew, but I guess with one from Philadelphia.
One of the Team Leichter cheering squad said Alex met a girl and he liked her. That's
nice.
That's how you're supposed
That's
to
how
say
you know,
it.
liked her. Yeah. That's a good. I'm sure they use that a lot. That's really good.
So we're seeing the hit come. They're really trying to curl it. Oh, nice shot.
That was a great shot there.
Really nice shot. Playing the flat double for further single to tie it up. I think they needed that one.
It did. And hopefully that kind of sparks them a bit here to go a little bit.
Settles them down. Hopefully they can turn the tables and start to dictate play a little bit. And for Team Sobering, it's great force. They've really dictated play and they've been in control. So a really good opportunity for them now to essentially take hammer as they go into the fourth and see if they can get a deuce and take a 2-point lead going into the break. So we will pan over.
A lot of excitement, a lot of action on over on D right now.
There is nothing.
It would basically state that Team Falco is dictating play.
Yep.
They're clearly the ones that want to keep it clean right now, make it difficult for the McMullen group to get things set up.
Yeah, the more rocks in play are just can potentially hurt you. So I'm sure that we're going to see Team Falco really try and keep this clean, open, really, simple strategy for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, up and down the lineup, have the ability to play those types of hits and keep it clean. The one thing I always weary when it comes to that, when you go all in on that type of style of play, is that if one team is doing nothing but draws and very technical shots and the other team's just doing high-weight hits, you can sometimes lose that draw shot.
For sure. And if you get into an end where you
need it, it may be 3 ends later and you might not have the feel for it, or the ice may have changed and your feel is incorrect.
Right.
So,
but in the end, I do think that this is how you want to be playing it. If you're Team Falco, you want it open. You don't want any guards. You don't want anything for Carson to be able to hide behind. So
I agree. I mean, 3 out of the 4 of their players are on national caliber teams. Lance has played with Team Dunham at Nationals. Claire has played with Team McMakin at Nationals. Becca played at doubles Nationals as well. So a lot of experience with this group of 4. Dave's the bum. He's done nothing.
Just old.
He's just there.
Yeah.
Kind of just along for the ride. It's almost sad. He's he's just super happy to be there.
Yeah. Just hoping they don't kick him off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a feeling I know very well. I'm going to just play the nose hit here. Just easy control weight. Yeah, hair wide. But
Nice shot from Dave.
Algerink will peel it off and reset to try and get their deuce in the fourth.
This game is far from over.
Yeah, a lot of curling to be played, and 3-0 is not really that crazy, especially in this event where we've seen a lot of crooked numbers. So.
Yeah, and with the 5-rock rule, there's a ton of opportunity for a ton of ends left for them to try and flip the script and start to really put some pressure on Dave and company.
Yep. Oh, a little closer than you probably want, but never a doubt.
Never a doubt. Gets the peel, and they blank the third, so they will continue with the same score as they throw him back towards the warm room and head towards the fourth end break. Panning back over, as we kind of mentioned, maybe that shot would propel Team Leichter a little bit, and they got a rock squarely on the button with a staggered red rocks and 2 guards. So they're definitely in position A right now, and Daryl's having a kind of flip his strategy from what he's had to do in the last couple ends and start to throw some more upweight hits and a little bit more finesse shots to try and open things up and essentially bail. So
it's not close to the result there. It just misses that second one. I'm not sure if that was the called shot or it was just a straight peel. And
I think it was a straight peel. I think he just overcurled. So
a little plan B.
Yeah, you're going to see Alex call the outturn draw. At this point, like, there's really no way or sense to try and sit 2. You're just trying to protect that lone yellow rock, and if second Ryan Hallisey can get this buried, it only makes their situation a little bit more
It's advantageous.
advantageous for the steal.
Yeah, I would love to see this basically hook that top 8 red rock
Yeah,
would be
exactly.
ideal.
I was gonna say more better, but I don't think
More better is better English. Yeah. Not a great spot. It's tough to say how much of that you can see. I don't think a ton, so I don't think I think you're still planning to open it up, but you also have unfortunately created a bit of a pocket.
Yeah, and the trouble with that positioning on that yellow rock is Daryl will have that slash double at some point. So
Right.
you're gonna have to stagger that somehow and guard that yellow rock that just came down. So this is
Whoa. I don't know if that one picked or if he just got it going. That was certainly not what they wanted.
so a tough one there from Josh. We're gonna see Alex call essentially what they were trying to do on Ryan's last. That out-turn draw, if you can come top 8 and just essentially try and put it between the yellow and the red there in that pocket, that's a pretty good spot.
Yep.
Little higher is fine too. You just need to be, like you said, wrapped.
Yeah, really hooking any one of these stones and you're in a good spot. Unfortunately, this is looking a little hot and wide as well. Oh. Yeah, it's almost hack weight. See if we can't get back on track here with Renee. There's so much good that can happen on any one of these run backs. If you go nose, you're getting rid of both yellows. If you go a little bit high side, you're opening up the middle, and you could possibly clip out the other yellow, even all 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of positive here. Just need to make some contact. It's going to over curl a hair. At least it's open. Things are getting better. I would think you would put it back up. But he continues to play aggressive. It'd be important if he plays what he's calling here.
The thing about coming on this side is that you have to make contact to essentially change those angles, because right now that red, yellow combination is extremely vulnerable.
Exactly. So if he's playing, what I was trying to say, I just wanted to make sure he was going to call this. If he's playing this bump back, which I believe he is, this yellow rock has to 100% get to the behind the button, behind this own yellow rock. If he moves it to T, it is a horrible spot.
Yeah, it's definitely not the outcome that he'd be looking for, because you're essentially just then creating a wall. This is a really big shot here for Laura. Looks pretty close. Yeah,
that's better.
Pretty good. Yep.
Yep.
I do think that Daryl can play that red yellow combo, but I think it rolls away, and I still think that Team Lecter will be shot.
Right. I almost wonder if he ever looks at the double on the right side and exactly where he's looking at there.
Right.
And gets into the pocket that way.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Even if he just noses that's not a really bad place to be. But looking to make some moves here, which I understand. Wanting to get a little bit better. Also opens up the shot rock after making this shot as well. I'm a little surprised that they're coming with the weight that they're coming at right now, though. This just looks like a good 9-second.
The key to this is you have to hit it on the high side. So just A little bit of an overcurl there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I believe it also takes away the double off the
on the outside.
On the outside, so honestly, a bit of a tough spot here for for Alex and crew. Despite sitting too, you've got vulnerable rocks, and you either have to guard up really well or put a rock in there to create an angle that's more beneficial to you.
I really like this freeze that he's pointing to. The challenge with that is it has to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very difficult shot, but if you ever hook that half a rock, you are in a very good situation.
I mean, you can do that, or you can just freeze the top, because if you freeze the top, it takes away Daryl's run.
Correct.
And he's essentially got no way to get to those two yellow rocks on the button.
Correct. You just want to stay high side. It's very important to stay high here.
Yep.
Taking a quick look over on sheet D right now. Falco's sitting 1-2, throwing up guards to just keep their two protected, which are right on the center line.
Yeah, it looks like they've got the young junior team out of the Dakota region or Dakota territory chasing yet again. So tough spot for Carson. He's had a hard time getting anything going, and Dave and his team have played really well. So we shift back over and see Alex is first. They're really curling it.
I don't think it's going to cover it up. So it leaves the run back still there. And this will be attempt number 3, I think, at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. One was a double run back, but
yeah.
Essentially the same. As they say, third time is a charm. Or how's it? Fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me twice.
Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I don't quit. I don't know. What's wrong with you? Why do you keep fooling me? What's wrong with me? Why do I keep getting fooled? I do like the ice that I'm seeing here from Daryl.
Yeah, you don't need a ton of weight.
Yeah, I think the higher weight you get, the more likely that you're going to spill the rock off. So this keeps things in play, keeps the deuce in play. So,
and like we mentioned on Renee's last, the miss is, well, not the miss, but the way to hit this is definitely high side, because you want to come across the nose on your second red and push it back into the house. They're going really hard on the sweep here. Man, this one looks like it's going to overcurl too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's something catching them on that line. It seems like it's touching center and just snapping on them.
Yeah, just getting a little caught.
Yeah.
So I think you'll probably see Alex throw up the guard here. The way that Daryl hit those 2 red rocks, he's kind of eliminated anything on his outturn side. So the only shot really he's got now is Daryl's in-turn to the button. So
I know the guard's really good. Do you ever just draw down to it?
I know, if you can get like low,
if you get low on
sit 3,
and
it's
just
pretty
there,
darn good.
I don't know how you ever remove all 3.
You don't. But I mean, if you're Alex, I mean, steal 2 here.
Steal 2 is
fantastic.
great. Yeah. I mean, I would agree. I'm just wondering if it's one of those, the best guards are, a draw into the house.
Yeah.
But
I guess if you ever don't curl enough in your high side, you maybe load the triple, which you don't really want to do. So,
yep, I mean, there's certainly some risk to it, and this looks like a really good throw. Just needs to settle.
Pretty good shot, a little high. I'm not sure. Daryl might have the ability to come around.
Yeah, with the way some of the other ones have been cutting, but I don't think he's looking at it. He's just going straight for the triple run back.
Yellow, red, yellow.
Yeah, hair just a hair high. You want to nose the one behind it, and I think it shoots it into the gap.
Yep.
So.
So a good attempt there by Daryl, but unfortunately it over curled. And steal of 2 by Team Lecter as they head into the break.
Yeah, they really turned things around there.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of what you were talking about. Yeah, possibly.
Really nice shot there by Alex and his last in the third to get their signal. And now they've kind of turned things around and take a 3-1 lead into the fourth end break. So Team Sobering will try and regroup and see if they can generate a deuce back. And if you're Team Lecter, you kind of flip the script like you were hoping to do going into the break. So really nice end there from the team on Broomstones in the at-large region. And we will pan over to Sheet D, where poor Carson is looking at 2 rocks dead buried in the 4-foot yet again. Not that one. Still not that one. There it is.
All right.
3 times the shot.
Third time. So looking at the long run back. I don't know if this is his. This is his first, so I would agree with this call. If it was his last, I would expect him to draw down. So. Just a hair wide. Not far off there. So you'll see Team Falco put this back up on the center line. You know, the McMullen rink had been making shots like that, and it's one of those things where it's only so sustainable. So, you know, you might make one every now and then, but you just can't rely on it to happen over and over and over again in a game, unless you're the top teams in the world. So.
Yeah, continually having to bail is tough.
It's and tougher on a team just in general. You know, it takes its toll mentally as well. You just really don't feel like anything's going your way when it's really not that bad. You're missing these shots by fractions of an inch, but you're missing the shots. But
right.
It's just the
you're not getting the results that you're looking for.
Exactly.
You're not that far off.
Yeah, exactly. Key for the juniors is just stay positive and come out of the break and just keep doing what they've been doing all weekend. And
I do think you might have the chance for the double. The problem is I think it jams on his back red.
Over the top on the left side? On the out turn?
Yeah, on his out turn.
Be tough. A tough bar here for... I'm sorry. Carson. I knew that. Is the draw path down the intern side is not there due to all the high guards on the left. It's essentially you couldn't put enough rotation on the rock to get it through that hole. So forces them to come around the other side. There is a portion of the button there. The draw is certainly there. You just don't have any backing, and it's it's against a tight 2, and steal a 2 here would feel pretty rough for them heading into the break. So big shot for the skip out of Eclair.
Yeah, this is a tough draw. I mean, he essentially has to hit what he can see of the button. So, Carson McMullen's last sweepers are really hitting this hard.
It's tight.
Tight and a little bit light. So,
yep.
You're going to steal a 2 for Team Falco out of the Denver Curling Club, and they're going to take a 5-0 lead into the 4th end break, and they are fully in control. As the team out of the Dakotas will take their break to try and regroup and see if they can start to dictate and generate some offense. So
whoops.
So we saw an early center put up by Team Leichter and lead Nicole Aaron.
Be interesting to see how the sobering rink responds after the break. They kind of dictated those first 2 ends and even the majority of that 3rd end, honestly,
really,
until Alex made that pistol of a double. So.
That wasn't us.
Yep. There's other sources here. This. Poor Matt's watching the stream and thinking, "What are these idiots doing with my beautiful equipment?" Decision time here from Daryl. Ends early, so it's still going to come around, try and sit underneath. Generate that 2.
Yeah.
With that rock being in the back of the house, I would agree with this call. Alex and company basically completely switching gears because they've actually been junky, but they've been pushing the more aggressive play calling, and now with the 2-point lead, they're looking to keep it a little bit more conservative. So,
yeah, I think if I'm them, I'm seeing if I can get a force really. So, I also realized in the last end that I've been calling Ryan's interns and outturns completely wrong because he's left-handed.
Well, left-handed people don't exist.
That's not true because I'm left-handed.
No, they're not. They're not real. It's a lot like leprechauns.
So this is going to be all backwards for me, but this is Ryan's intern.
Yes. Nailed it. I mean, you're a lefty, but you even know that you shouldn't throw lefty because you throw righty.
I know, it's just because I'm weird.
Yeah. So a bit of a decision time. He could look to split the house. He could hit this yellow out. Could put the guard back up. Looks like he's electing to throw the guard back up. This is almost a reverse who's got hammer situation.
I know, right?
They're kind of seeing the teams play a little bit backwards. Josh almost fell on his slide. He's having a good laugh about it, though. I think that's the reason why this has gotten so wide. We do know that he's been battling an injury. He played clubs all last week at Club Nationals and was in and out.
I think it's something with his bicep.
Yeah.
So I know he's definitely a bit of a hurting unit right now.
Yeah. I think he's like 51 or 2.
Really?
Yeah. I know I heard once that he was 50 and I was shocked because I think he moves and he used to be a AAA player.
Yeah, he was a catcher, I think, at the professional level, and I think he played on the British national team.
That's right.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah. Really nice shot there from Ryan on his out turn.
Nailed it. Yeah, a bit of a decision time here. You could either rip this off or you could come behind all of it. I mean, you have corners with a backer. It's really not a bad setup. You have the full 8 foot to still work with. It is early yet, so I could still understand wanting to just peel it off. But I think the sobering team wants to get that too.
Yep.
If you peeled it off too, there's nothing to stop them from putting it back up or just splitting the house and going completely to the other side. And then I think you're very forced.
Then you're very forced.
So,
I think at this point you may as well try and see if you can wrap one around it and get one buried that Alex cannot access. Fortunately, a little light there on Josh's second, so.
Yeah, perfect line, just a hair light.
So now you're going to see Alex try and have Laura wrap one around.
Yep. Important for her not to go deep here. That would be kind of the out that they would need. So. This unfortunately looks quite heavy. The second or third shot that Laura's thrown that's just been a little heavy on the draw. I have experience of knowing what it's like to never find that weight, so hopefully she gets it here. It could have also just been a little bit of the, fourth end break. Speed came up. It was her first throw.
Yeah.
So. Just looking to, I think, play the run, but the peel off is fine. To be quite honest, I'm a little surprised by the call. Nothing had changed based off of the way the rocks were set up. It was literally the exact same. You only had more backing. I feel like they would have came around. If you're doing it on Josh's, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do it on Renee's as well. And it's kind of exactly what we talked about before. Now that we've gone and done that, they're looking to split the house, and the force is 100% on now.
Now, if you're Dale, you're going to have to either make a really nice freeze or I think even if you, with the way that those rocks are lined up on that outside edge, even if you get dead buried under it, as we were talking this morning with the drag effect, I think Alex will be able to access it in somewhere. So obviously that's not going to happen anymore because Daryl's going to play on that rock. But
right. I really like where the Lecter Ring put that stone too. You didn't leave it high in the house. If you do that, you could possibly leave it for the hit and roll opportunity. You get it behind tee or on tee, and any roll is going to be behind in the back of the house. It's not really advantageous for the Sobering Ring to even play on it. So it's a great spot.
And for Alex, who's played at the competitive level for several years, should be able to get that out pretty easily unless it's absolutely glued on the nose. So.
Exactly. I would assume you're going to look to see a pretty simple play here. Just remove the red, take all questions out of it.
Exactly. Just all you need to do is get a little bit low on it. I'm sure he's not going to throw a ton of weight. Yeah, control, normal.
It's I mean, it's far and away from a steal in. You're not set up to steal at all here, but you know, all you're looking for is the force. Get the hammer back in 6, up 1. It's a really good spot.
There is a chance though that Daryl could be throwing against a bundle on his last, which
true.
You know, does make it a little bit nervy, in that he's going to have the whole 4-foot and honestly probably
the full
hit.
8 or an open hit exactly. But yeah, but nonetheless, whenever you're throwing against that number of stones, you're you know, it can go wrong and. It can go wrong in a hurry, so.
Really nice shot there from Alex. I think you're probably going to see Daryl
could play
maybe
the freeze.
Try and freeze, yeah.
You do know that you're pretty much tied in at this point. There's no real benefit to hit and roll to the right. You're probably not going to be shot, and pretty easy pick out. The only other option I would see would play the double and know that you're about to be forced, because he'll just play the easy hit. But looks like opting for that freeze. I like the call here. Even if you tap it back just a few inches, just make Alex have to throw against something.
Yep. I do think it is important to be shot here, though.
Agreed. Because if you're not, you might see the guard go up.
Yeah.
And while the force is not great, a steal would be real bad.
Yeah. Kind of glancing over at sheet D, there are no guards in front, and Team Falco is sitting 3. It's another tough situation for Team McMullen. They can't really seem to get any offense generated, and Carson seems to be throwing it at multiples every single time he steps on the hack. So hopefully they can make some sort of freeze or come around, but they're definitely up against it right now. So we'll see a bit of an overcurl here from Daryl. Actually, I'm not going to lie. It's not the worst spot considering all those rocks.
Everything else. It's a little difficult to get in.
I think
you're playing the high weight pick.
Yeah, or you dead nose it.
Yep.
And just kill one of your own in the back. Because, at that point, what does it matter?
Agreed.
So.
Yeah, the worst thing you could do would be to jam on the top yellow and lose your shooter.
Yeah.
Because then that's the only way that Daryl gets 2 here. So.
You could also see him play just like the downweight hit and roll. I think if you roll, to the, I guess what would be his left, it makes it pretty tough for Daryl to get all 3. Even if you jam on those back ones, really, is it the end of the world? I don't think so.
Yeah, just can't over curl here. They are playing definitely down weight. Look in the nose.
This is curling. Oh, feathers.
Wow, just through the hole.
Nice shot.
Great shot there from Alex and team.
So this is kind of what we were talking about, though. Daryl's throwing his last against 6.
Yep.
So he's got an open hit.
But you have visual intimidation on the one side. You know, if you ever clip that, you're probably catching it on the other one, but nonetheless, it's in your view.
Yep.
So. And again, with the way the weight is with this ice, if looking at the ice here, this is probably like maybe a light board a board or a light control weight, you know, that 10-5, 11-second rock. If you overthrow that, it could all go wrong very quickly. You would lose that line. So, and if you light it, it'd be the other option.
For sure.
You're gonna.
This looks pretty close, though. Nice weight by Daryl.
Yep, just easy sweep.
Right on the nose. Good shot by Daryl.
We'll switch over here real quick.
T. McMullen is sitting shot, which is great, and honestly, a situation that they haven't found themselves in much. Unfortunately, though, Dave has a pretty short run back to pick them off the button. So, as we'll see here in a second, T. McMullen is sitting shot on a really nice come around draw, but
it's essentially the 2-foot run.
Yeah, it's a pretty. Oh man. We'll switch it back here. Dave is kicking out of the hack. Oh, we're close. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Lance is really sweeping it. Nice shot.
It does make the run.
So we'll see. This, I believe, is Carson's first. So we'll see him try and play the freeze. And he's just at this point trying to junk it up as much as possible, try and make it as tough for Dave to remove any rock as he can, and really just trying to force the issue to try and generate multiple points. So.
A little unfortunate to hit the literal space in between there.
That was not easy. And unfortunately, I think he slid to 4 shot.
You might be right, but the double's quite easy off of the other one. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the run again, because then that makes the double a little harder. Otherwise, he could come and freeze to it. Wouldn't be a bad shot.
So it looks like Dave is elected to play the draw.
basically try and nose freeze would be really good. You could corner it a little bit on the high side, and that would also be just fine.
Yeah. Really, I think anywhere 8 foot and in is a pretty good shot.
Yep. Been sweeping this one pretty much end to end, but
Looks pretty close.
weight and line look really close.
Really good sweeping. If that rock's any bit higher, he's got the double. So.
Yep.
I mean, he's still got the double, but I think it's only for one.
Yep.
I don't know if he can get low enough to make the double, though.
Without rolling over the top.
No, I don't know if he, like, based on you can't really tell from here, but on the out turn, I don't know if he's can see enough of it.
McMullen just did the point to all the yellow stones and maybe they'll all go away, but that's
the tic-tac-toe.
yeah. It might be wishful thinking and youthful impatience,
Yeah.
perhaps.
It definitely seems like they've this game has been tough for them, and you can start to see a little bit of frustration setting in. He hasn't had anything easy by any means.
Nothing easy. You're never even looking at shots at two ever.
No,
It's been
a tough go for
yep.
sure. So hopefully we can see him make this up weight thin double.
Yep.
He hits a.
You almost
he
can't
has-
be too thin.
No, I mean if you're too thin, you're hitting that
You're hitting
that yellow that Dave just threw. There is not a ton of room on this, so
sweeping the hold.
looks pretty close.
Yeah.
Really good effort.
Very good. Yeah.
But
Just
it'll
unfortunate there. Steal a one.
So it'll be 6-0. I think they're thinking about it. I think they'll throw him
I
back.
think they're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was definitely a moment there. Yeah, I think it's important that no matter what here, I know this game's getting a little out of hand for them, but they had a great weekend. I mean, they had made a lot of really good shots. They put some much more experienced teams right on it and made them work. So,
Right.
I mean, nothing to be ashamed of. You made it to the semis in a national event.
And I mean, they win or lose, they're still playing tomorrow. They got a chance to win a medal,
Yeah.
which is awesome
Yeah.
and really great to build on. But I think we're gonna see handshakes here,
Yep.
and yeah, so
Yeah, and hopefully they'll get past. I know this game will be disappointing them, but hopefully they can get past that
Yeah.
and move forward and see that they really accomplished something well here. So,
we'll see a Denver representative in the final tomorrow, which is really exciting for our club. And Team Falco rode a 6-0 record straight to the finals, and we'll pan back over to Sheet A to see who they're going to take on. So
the good news for the 10 of you that are watching is that I don't have to move the cameras anymore, so you don't have to deal with motion sickness or epilepsy or anything that might have
you can put
been
the
in play.
the Dramamine away.
Yep. Matt's going to help me out with the houses because I don't know what happened, but there we go. Thanks, Matt.
I do think the bottom house is still wrong. There we go.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. So as we shift over to sheet A in the 6th end, Team Leichter with hammer. And honestly, a pretty good setup. Daryl's got a corner up that I'm not entirely sure how it got there, but
yeah, my guess is probably playing something off the middle and didn't make it around and clipped off and ended up over there. Puts a pretty big pressure shot on him right now. They're sitting 1-2, so very important to make this shot and at least sit shot rock
for sure. I think in this end, if you're Daryl being in the 6th end,
you can't give up two here.
No, I think a force is really, really important.
Just squeaks by. Avoids disaster on the wreck on the back.
Right.
Thank goodness for that. And
you're going to see Alex use that corner of Daryl's and see if Laura can make this really, really nice and get it dead buried. So.
Yep. Make this draw really well, and Daryl's going to have two tough ones on his last. Again, unfortunately, that trend of just a bit heavy is continuing here. Gives Daryl an out. I would assume he's going to play just the draw freeze, but I don't imagine he has enough of it to play the hit. And I think he would really like the force as well.
Sure.
This kind of gives him that out.
I like the freeze here. I like the freeze
too. I don't know that you make the hit without rolling open and leaving one of the yellows there, and then you're in the exact same situation again anyways.
Right.
Probably more of a split house than you were now.
Right.
They're grouped. You can come down with a little weight if you want and play the tap as long as your nose or a hair high. That's fine, but. So big shot here from Daryl. Too many Ds.
Too many Ds. One D to another.
Yep. Taking a little bit of time to settle in. I don't know if hopefully he's not thinking about two shots in his head.
No.
You got to really commit to what you're throwing.
Not a ton of time left on Daryl's clock either. 8.5 minutes.
He's been tight on time for most of his
playing
games.
in the 6th, so they're gonna.
They still do have the timeout.
Yeah, and they're just gonna have to. They're gonna have to watch it for sure.
This is like
really
heavy hack. Oh no. Yeah, a bit of a misjudge. I don't know if. I'm not entirely sure what the weight call is that they were going for, but the communication between the two probably didn't work itself out. They were worried about it snapping.
Yeah.
Swept it early. A little bit more weight than they thought it was going to be. And
unfortunately, it just grazed by.
Yep. So if you see Alex get this high in the house, even a hair open, like half buried would be really good because that kind of prevents coming around.
Oh, you're going to see him switch up, which I don't hate this either because at this point he wants a deuce.
Yeah, and this would guarantee it.
Right. So if you draw open side, I think this is a really smart call.
Yeah, I agree. Even if Darrow would have come down and freeze on those two,
he's just going to draw the 4 for first.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. And just throw the exact same draw and get his 2. So it's going to pose the question to Daryl, what do you want to do? Try the long double across the sheet and try and roll Frozen? Or are you just going to give up on that and freeze down to these two and let me have my two?
Right.
So
Because the 3-spot would be
3-spot would be game over.
catastrophic,
So,
I think, at this point. So I think you might see, depending on where this rock finishes, you're probably going to see Daryl play the freeze. But I think if you're Alex, I think you want this higher.
I would leave it right there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go any further. Yeah, that's fine. That's a very, very thin. So I do agree. You're going to see that double.
I don't think you need the double, though. I think you just draw around.
I mean, yeah, I apologize. Yeah, just the draw. As long as he's down to it. I mean, he's talking about taps and everything, and I don't know that you need any kind of tap. I feel like the tap brings in throwing heavy, rolling off, and giving up a 4.
Right. I agree. I think at this point, just if you can freeze down anywhere into that pocket, if I'm Alex, I completely ignore it. And
I
just draw
wouldn't
for
even
2.
think about it. I would get my 2.
Yeah.
It's been pretty amazing watching this game just switch all over on its head.
Yeah, it really, it's really 180 for sure. So like we discussed, it looks like Daryl elected to play the freeze. And I mean, this is an important shot for sure. I think anywhere buried, though, I
wouldn't even try it. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I assume we'll see Alex just ignore it because at this point in the game, like a 2 points is enormous. So this looks a little heavy. However, if it's open, I think I'm hitting it. So that could be it.
We might see handshakes here. Yeah. You can see Daryl's certainly disappointed in those last 2 throws. So I would think a 4 spot here. You're talking 7. You maybe give it a try to get your 3, but I know with Josh hurting and everything, and Daryl, I mean they're pretty happy to be where they are. It's not to say that they wouldn't have expected to be here with the caliber of players that they are, but it is to say that they are happy making it to the semis.
For sure. I mean, anytime you qualify at a national event, it's a big deal.
So wouldn't be surprised if we see this to see handshakes. So
control weight here. Ryan sweeping it hard, and
sticks
that's
around.
A score of 4, and
we'll have a talk about it as a team. See what they want to do.
But really flipping this game on its head, though, for sure, for Team Lichter. They started out, kind of looking like
really
a little
shaky.
bit like they did this morning,
yeah.
and then they kind of figured it out and honestly started to play like they've been playing the rest of the week, where they were really controlling it. So it looks like
we're going to see handshakes. Yep.
So our final and our bronze medal games are set. Tomorrow morning, it'll be Team Falco from the Denver Curling Club playing Team Lichter out of Broomstones in the at-large region. Winner going to the World Fours Mixed Championships sometime in the fall. I think it's in Scotland, but I'm not sure.
Aberdeen.
Is it in Aberdeen?
Yes.
Yeah. So
horrible place. Worst whiskey ever.
And it should be a really good final of curling. So
yeah, I do think we're seeing the 2 best teams from this weekend make it to the finals right now.
So.
The 2 that are playing the best. So
for sure, I think each winner of their pools won their semifinal games, and honestly quite convincingly.
Yes.
And I think we should be in for a real treat tomorrow. Obviously, there will be a significant hometown advantage for one team, but
yeah,
there's a lot of experience on the other side.
I was going to say, and I do know there has been a couple people that made the trip out. We heard some applause, so.
And then our bronze medal game will be Team Sobering against Team McMullen. A real opportunity for the junior team to, like we said, win a medal at a national event.
Yep.
And it should be a ton of fun. So.
Yeah. So join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. I know I'll be here.
I'll come by.
So we'll set it up again. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
night.